When Ronald Read died, the whole world was completely shocked by what he left behind. Ronald was a janitor from Vermont who earned around $22,000 every year. He drove an old car, wore simple clothes, and lived a very quiet, ordinary life. But when his estate was settled, Ronald Read had left behind a fortune of $8 million. $8 million, built on a janitor's salary. No inheritance, no lottery, no shortcuts. And the system he used is not complicated, not secret, and requires no finance degree. Most people simply refuse to follow it because it is unglamorous, slow, and deeply boring. My name is Pete, and today I am going to show you exactly how he did it. This is the math, the psychology, and the complete system behind building real wealth slowly. Let us start by killing the biggest lie that personal finance has ever told anyone. The lie is this: you need a high income to ever become truly wealthy. That is completely false. There are doctors earning $300,000 a year who are broke, and there are teachers, plumbers, and janitors earning $40,000 who retire as quiet millionaires. The difference between those two groups has almost nothing to do with the paycheck size. It has everything to do with one simple formula that most people never truly understand. Here is that formula. Income minus expenses equals cash flow. That is the whole foundation. If your cash flow is positive, you have the raw material needed to build real wealth. If your cash flow is zero or negative, your salary size does not matter at all. You could earn $40,000 or $400,000 and still be building absolutely nothing meaningful. Morgan Housel wrote in The Psychology of Money that true wealth is money you have not spent. Wealth is not your car, your apartment, or your wardrobe. It is what remains invested quietly. For every extra 5% of income you save, you can retire multiple years earlier. 5%. That single gap separates working until 70 from being financially free at 55. Let me make this real. Say your monthly take-home pay is $4,000 exactly. If expenses eat all $4,000, your cash flow is zero and you will always work. But cut spending to $3,200 and suddenly you have $800 of monthly cash flow. $800 a month is $9,600 a year flowing directly toward your financial future consistently. Invested at 7% average returns, that becomes over $135,000 in 10 years, from a $4,000 monthly salary. That is the power of positive cash flow working quietly. Now here's where most people completely mess up after deciding they finally want to save. They think saving means tracking every single dollar, logging every coffee, every sandwich, every small purchase. That obsessive tracking is actually one of the biggest reasons people quit saving very quickly. It adds friction, it drains energy, and psychologically it makes the whole process feel utterly exhausting. What actually works is something far simpler and far more powerful. It's called automated saving. Here's how it works. Your paycheck hits your account and the transfers happen automatically first. A fixed amount moves into savings, another fixed amount moves directly into your investment account immediately. Whatever remains after those transfers is your spending money. Spend it freely without guilt or tracking. No spreadsheets, no color-coded categories, no logging Tuesday's lunch. Just automate the important transfers first. Here is the psychology behind why automation works when willpower alone consistently fails most people. Your brain craves comfort right now. It wants the nice dinner, the new shoes, the dopamine. Every month you manually choose saving over spending, you are burning through your limited willpower reserves. And willpower runs out, especially on stressful days, especially when money is already making you anxious. Automation removes willpower from the equation entirely. The money moves before your brain even notices it. You cannot spend money you never had access to. That is not discipline, that is engineering. Let me show you two men who prove this. Meet Rich Richard and Poor Peter instead. Both are 30 years old, both earn $50,000 a year. Same city, same starting point. Rich Richard automates $800 monthly straight into a broad index fund from day one. He never sees that money, he never touches it, he simply lives on what remains comfortably. Poor Peter spends $4,100 a month. Car lease, takeaway 4 nights weekly, every streaming service available. He saves maybe $60 when he remembers. His account balance by month end is $83. After 10 years, Rich Richard has over $138,000 invested and compounding daily. His money now generates roughly $9,600 annually in growth just sitting there quietly. Poor Peter has about $8,000 saved and is one late payment from going completely negative. Same salary, same city, same decade. Completely different financial realities built by one single different system. But before building wealth, you must first stop the bleeding, and debt is the biggest wound. The average household carries over $10,000 in credit card debt at 24% interest. If you make minimum payments on $10,000, it takes over 20 years to clear, and you will pay $17,000 in interest alone on top of the original balance. You borrowed $10,000, you paid back $27,000. That extra $17,000 is completely gone forever. But here's what makes it even worse when you factor in the real opportunity cost. That $17,000 invested instead at 7% over 20 years would have grown to $65,000. The real cost of $10,000 in credit card debt is closer to $92,000. Nearly $100,000 gone because of one credit card balance. That's years of life erased. So here's the action. Any debt above 7 or 8% interest must go first. Pay the minimum on everything else, then throw every spare dollar at the highest rate balance. Once that's cleared, attack the next one. This is called the debt avalanche method. Every dollar of high-interest debt you eliminate is equivalent to earning that exact interest rate guaranteed. Paying off a 24% card is like getting a guaranteed 24% investment return instantly. No investment in the world offers that consistently. Debt payoff is your single best financial move. Now let us talk about the ingredient that most low-salary earners think simply does not apply to them: investing. And more specifically, the catastrophic cost of waiting even just a few short years to start. Centuries ago, a Chinese emperor offered the inventor of chess anything he desired as a reward. The inventor asked for 1 grain of rice on square 1, doubled across all 64 squares. The emperor laughed at the humble request, but by square 30, the debt exceeded 1 billion grains. By square 64, it exceeded all the rice in the entire kingdom combined. That is compounding. Invest $200 monthly from age 25 at 7% and reach $525,000 by 65. Make it $400 monthly and you cross $1 million, $400 a month. But start at 35 instead of 25, and that same 400 only reaches 470,000. You lost over $500,000 simply by waiting 10 years. You did not spend it. You did not lose it in a bad investment. Time itself punished you for waiting patiently. 99% of Warren Buffett's wealth was built after his 50th birthday, not from better investments later. He started at 10 years old and gave compound interest 6 full decades to quietly work. Now, I hear the objection. What about crashes? What about 2008? What about volatility? The market crashed 11 times during Ronald Reagan's lifetime. Every single time, he did absolutely nothing different. He kept investing, he kept buying, he never panicked, never sold, never tried to time anything. When you invest consistently every month, market drops actually work in your favor through dollar-cost averaging. When prices fall, your same contribution buys more shares. You are essentially buying quality stocks on sale. The S&P 500 has returned an average of 10% annually across the last 100 years. That includes every crash, every recession, every bear market in modern financial history. Stay invested. Keep buying. Do not day trade. Do not chase meme stocks. Do not follow that Instagram trader with arrows. Ronald held 95 diversified stocks across multiple industries, boring, quiet, and extraordinarily effective over many decades. Buy broad index funds, S&P 500, total market funds. Ride the market over long periods consistently. Index funds outperform the vast majority of professional fund managers. You do not need to pick stocks. Now, let us add the final ingredient. Over 75% of self-made millionaires have multiple income streams. Ronald had two, his janitor wage and his investment dividends. That second stream built the entire fortune. Even $100 extra per week from a side hustle adds $5,200 annually. Invested at 7% over 20 years, that small extra stream alone grows to over $250,000. You cannot cut your way to $1 million, but there is no ceiling on what you can earn. Here is the complete formula that ties everything together cleanly. Cash flow plus compound interest plus time equals wealth. Miss any one of those three elements and the entire system breaks down completely without exception, always. If this gave you genuine clarity on building wealth, please like this video right now for Pete. Subscribe to Pete Invests so you never miss another step-by-step plan built around real financial truth. Hit the notification bell so every new video lands directly with you the moment it goes live. Thank you sincerely for watching. Now stop waiting, start building, and go make Pete proud today.